Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh, and sizzling news all day long. Just after the NLC snubbed the federal government, they commenced the warning strike, the 2 days warning strike today, and it will surprise you that quite a lot of people participated in the strike. Although I don't think it affects the bank and the private companies yet. But the questions on a lot of people's minds is, does the NLC mean business? Because what we've seen usually is that NLC will say that they are going on strike one day, and before you know it, before the morning of the next day, they are saying that we've called off the strike and we are no longer going on strike. This strike, for commencing the strike today, does it mean that the NLC, are very determined, to get what they want from the federal government, or is this just one of those things, one of those times that the NLC will say that we are going on strike, and then the strike will end up not happening? But I'm here to bring you all the juicy details. Before we go into the details of today's news, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so that you can be the first person to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Help us grow this channel by giving this video a massive thumbs up so that it gets recommended to other YouTube viewers all around the world as well. Lastly, leave your opinions in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's delve right into the details of today's news. Apapa Court short commuters stranded as warning strike begins in Lagos. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has initiated a 2-day warning strike, resulting in a crowd gathering outside the Apapa port as its staff were denied entry. The NLC's decision to commence strike comes after it declined a meeting with the federal government due to escalating hardships and suffering across the country caused by the removal of fuel subsidies. On Friday, the NLC issued a notice for a 2-day warning strike to protest the widespread suffering and impoverishment experienced across the country, while also threatening a complete and indefinite shutdown of the economy within 14 working days or 21 days after the warning strike if the government did not take steps to address the hardships experienced nationwide. An agitated seaport staff member expressed frustration with the federal government's negligence towards the suffering of Nigerians. It believes that the 2-day strike won't be sufficient and suggested a complete shutdown. Other workers at the Apapa seaport stated their ignorance of a warning strike. An anonymous individual said, and I quote, "The media were not being factual with the information they sent to the public. At first, I heard of a strike and later I heard it wouldn't hold." NLC is always not stable with their actions compared to the days of Adams Oshiomhole when he was the president of the union. But now, we no longer believe their statements. That's why many of us were not aware of a warning strike. Newsroom Nigeria observed that the Apapa seaport gates were all locked, leaving many stranded. In the midst of these developments, the Maitu Road experienced a standstill as vehicles refused to transport commuters, leading to disruptions in some offices in the Apapa area. Still on the warning strike, Labour Union shut down government offices, other facilities in Kano State. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) Kano State chapter has joined the nationwide warning strike with the shutting down of government offices and other facilities in the state. Newsroom Nigeria learned that as early as 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the labor union were on ground to carry out enforcement. The state vice chairman of the union, Ado Riluwan, who led the enforcement exercise, told Vanguard that it has shut down all government offices in the state. Riluwan, who doubles as the chairman, private sector unions in the state, also said all power sectors and banks were under key. He further said that they were proceeding to the airport to ensure no flight took off from the airport. According to him, we have shut down all power sector. Banks are not operating. We heard a flight took off this morning from the airport. We are heading down there to ensure no flights take off from the airport. All government offices were under lock and key, Rilwan stated. Among facilities shut down include the Kano Electricity Distribution Company. Recall that NLC, had given notice to embark on the 2-day warning strike to protest the excruciating mass suffering and impoverishment experienced around the country occasioned by the fuel subsidy removal. You all, let me have your thoughts in the comment section. How on that day? Did you go to work today? Did the strike actually, take effect in your area? Wherever you are, let me know in the comment section, because I know a lot of people who went to work today. Although I also know that there are a lot of, government offices that were not opened today. NLC was, especially in Lagos, NLC was determined, to enforce it. Might not be in all areas. Probably by tomorrow, we shall be seeing a lot more, government offices and private, offices and companies under lock and key. But for now, a lot of people still went to work. So the strike hasn't really taken effect. And plus the fact that a lot of people didn't even know about the strike. And those who knew thought it was business as usual, where NLC will say that we are going on strike, and they will end up not going on strike. And before you know it, before the morning of the deal day, they will say that they've called off the strike, they've reached an agreement with the government. This time around, I hope it is different, but fingers crossed. I shall keep you all updated on the latest happenings, when it comes to this strike. You all, thank you very much for always listening and watching. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family. You all, I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.